cap that you get there, it's a level 7. Think I'm going to just give it over to the colleagues in the colleges, and I am going to start with the College of Humanities to definitely give us more insight as to the qualities and the best part of it is the humanitarian aspect that comes in. And I always hear colleagues speaking about AI, speaking about the need for artificial intelligence, but I always think that it's quite important for us to take it back home and understand that humanities forms part of our being. And that's why perhaps UKZN is considered as part of the warmest university, not in terms of temperature, but because of how people also communicate and interact within each other. Colleagues, I think on my side, I'm just going to step out. If there is anything, definitely we will be answering your chat. Also, keep on giving us those questions. We are able to answer them as we go along to make sure that each of us are on par. Colleagues from the College of Humanities, please, you can proceed. Colleagues from the College of Humanities, are we together? If they are not here yet or they're not ready yet, can we just perhaps go to the College of Law, CLMS, to just guide us, the College of Law and Management Studies to continue as well? Prof?
This morning, it's about recognizing a very particular kind of achievement, excellent at the point of entry. We are celebrating the outstanding matriculants of 2025. This morning, it's about recognizing a very particular kind of achievement, excellent at the point of entry. We are celebrating the outstanding matriculants of 2025 who have chosen to begin their academic journeys here at UKZN. From across our 4 colleges, we have identified the top 5 students in each college, bringing together a remarkable cohort of 20 awardees. Please give them a round of applause. This is not only about recognizing past achievements, it is also about acknowledging the potential. It is about affirming a decision, your decision to choose UKZN. For some, UKZN represents a place where academic excellence meets social responsibility. For others, it is a platform to pursue solutions to real-world challenges such as energy sustainability. There are also those drawn by the university's standing as one of the Africa's leading institutions.
By choosing to study at UKZN, you have also made us proud and affirmed our position as the home of excellency, and for that we thank you. However, as significant as this accomplishment is, success in matric is not a final destination. As American philosopher John Dewey reminds us, arriving at one goal is the starting point to another. So performing well in matric was an important milestone, but never the end in itself. You worked tirelessly because you understood that those results would open doors. Today, those doors have been flung wide open. You have entered a new chapter, one filled with possibility, but also moments of uncertainty and challenge at times.
As we draw this ceremony to a close, it is really indeed an honor for me to offer the vote of thanks. Our appreciation, first of all, goes to our Vice Chancellor and the university leadership for bringing this initiative to life. By recognizing excellence at the point of entry, we have affirmed our commitment to nurturing talent and creating an environment that supports students in realizing their potential. We extend our gratitude to our speakers for their thoughtful and encouraging reflections. I hope these reflections have challenged the awardees to see these accolades as only the beginning of a very long journey. To our awardees, we thank you for your hard work, your dedication, and your sacrifice. We hope that your excellence will continue to show in your university studies, thereby contributing to the university's strength and ultimately character.
Okay, we're just going to just step it up a bit while we speak about some of what we call the student life of our university, while I think the colleges would be coming in as we are proceeding. Just to also highlight, when you are at university, colleagues, what's more important is student life becomes central to what we call student success. So we do have various societies and clubs at the university, religious, cultural, sporting clubs, societies. It could be cultural, it could be political. There's quite just a lot. There's even one where it could be Amaxhosa as a UKZN, Bapedi as a UKZN, Muslims of the UKZN community. There's quite, I think, a diverse in terms of the clubs and societies, and that what that signifies from our side, it signifies that in terms of playing a central role with regard to ensuring that you get exposure outside of the normal teaching and learning classrooms, those entities are there to assist you. Sports and recreation, we're doing quite well here. Also note that there are scholarships for merits, especially for those who have got colors. Be aware that we do give quite reasonable and good funding for some of you who have got your national as well as your provincial colors. So there's 3 levels of participation when it comes to sports and recreation. You've got high performance, you've got competitive, recreational. Recreational, it could be myself and yourself playing sports just for fun. Competitive, here we're speaking sometimes even within what we call intervarsity, ourselves and University of the Western Cape or perhaps Wits University competing amongst each other. That's why the likes of Varsity Cup definitely arise. They are within that competitive banner. High performance, here we're speaking international, being able to go out and compete globally with the rest of the world. Be aware that UKZN does niche that reality quite well. In terms of sporting facilities, I mean, a gym is an easy thing to access at a UKZN campus. We love being healthy. We love the sports. We love the running. We're doing it quite well as well. We've got athletic fields. I mean, you should come and see our tennis ball as well as our volleyball court. Quite state of the art. And we definitely encourage that some of you get exposure to some of the facilities. We also do have got what we call in-house swimming pools. Some of our swimming pools are even what we call Olympic size range, which means that for those of you who even aspire or love sports and want to compete within the global arena, that could be the platform that all of us can engage in. Also be aware that in terms of the application, as we will be bringing up the colleagues from the colleges, there are other applications, especially for medicine, that would be closing within a month time. So end of June, medicine would be closing, but for all other programs, we're speaking around September. So we need to start bringing those applications in. I'm going to then right now share a video that would be regarding applying. Applying at UKZN, you go through what we call the Central Application Office. I always say that for me, it's central to the reason why I should go to UKZN, because I'm not paying each university an application fee. Universities in KwaZulu-Natal and higher education institutions have came together and said that we think for you. Imagine if you are here. Definitely, I can tell you and I show you, then it means that we'll be giving you what we call even a soft life. Because here you are, before you coming in from high school, already we are saying pay only 1 application fee and access all higher education institution within KwaZulu-Natal. That for me should be that one tick box exercise to say that I'm not going to a university, but I'm going home where my thoughts and even my finances are considered quite vital in terms of the application process. So the next video we are going to see, we are going to look at the CAO application video. There we go, colleagues.
Part of the UKZN experience is the opportunity to be part of a community and to network with not only our world-renowned academics, but with future game changers and leaders. They do say that the extent of one's success can be attributed to those they rub shoulders with. Therefore, you must surround yourself with like-minded people. So, how do you become part of a community that is committed to your self-development? How do you become part of UKZN? First, you have to apply. All applications for undergraduate studies at UKZN are processed through the Central Applications Office, CAO. This is for both your course and student residence application. The application process is as follows. Step 1. Consult the CAO handbook. This handbook provides a list of all qualifications available at UKZN. Step 2. Have a look through the various courses offered and choose a program that interests you and for which you meet the minimum requirements. As one of the top 5 universities in the country, UKZN promotes academic excellence. So meeting the minimum requirements does not guarantee you a place to study. Step 3. Find the program code linked to your chosen qualification. This is the code you need to enter in your application form. Okay, let me show you something. You see, a code has 3 parts. Example, for BCom in accounting, the code is KN-P-BCN or KN-W-BCN. Crazy code, right? Well, basically, the KN stands for UKZN, the middle part stands for the campus of your choice, P for Pietermaritzburg, W for Westville. Then BCN stands for the actual course. Make sure to get these codes right. Step 4. Use this program code when completing your CAO form, which is available from the CAO website. Your application will be sent to UKZN. You can always check the status of your application using your CAO number, ID number, or passport number on this website, www.caocheck.ukzn.ac.za. For more information, visit www.cao.ac.za. It's that easy. Pay close attention to closing dates for qualifications. For example, MBCHB closes on the 30th of June, whilst other undergraduate programs close on the 30th of September. What are you waiting for? Apply now and shape your future today.
Hi, Kati. We are unable to hear you.
Yes, I am. Okay, can you hear me, colleagues?
We can hear you, Kati.
Okay, thank you. I must say, can you just get a thumbs up, or can we just get a thumbs up from the colleges if all is well, and then they can do the presentation from their side? We will also start with the College of Humanities again.
Kati, are you wanting me to carry on now?
Yes, please.
Okay. Sorry, I wasn't quite sure what you wanted. Let me just share a presentation. Sorry, I was hoping to be able to try and do this on my other. Hang on a second. Okay, can you see that?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Great. Okay. Try and put this onto. I don't think it's going to let me do that. I don't know if we're. Let's do that. Okay. Hi, everybody, and apologies for the bit of a mix-up we've had today with the technology. I am Jackie White. I am from the School of Arts in the College of Humanities. There are 3 schools in the School of in College of Humanities: School of Arts, School of Social Sciences, and School of Education. My colleagues from the other 2 schools will have a chat with you after this. The School of Arts, we refer to ourselves as being a vibrant hub of creativity, culture, and critical scholarship. School of Arts is on both the Howard College campus as well as the Maritzburg campus, 2 really beautiful campuses, and we offer a wide variety of both majors and focused programs. Our degrees equip you with specialist knowledge in, as you can see, any of the areas down in blue there, but we also equip you with the soft skills: communication, empathy, critical thinking, and these are very useful going forward in your ever-evolving work environment that we are trying to train you into. To give you an idea of what a major is, because you're going to hear these terms, and I think sometimes we talk and you guys don't necessarily hear what they are. Majors are subjects, which when you're at school, they're called subjects. So you're doing English or maths or tourism, whatever. We call these majors, and you have lectures and modules that fall within the major. So you can either do the Bachelor of Arts degree and select 2 majors, and I will show you on my next slide what the majors are that you can choose from. It's a very wide variety. Or alternatively, we have structured degrees. These are endorsed and focused programs that students can graduate with as well. As you can see, they're in visual arts, philosophy, politics, and law. That's just a few of them. So if you choose the BA, you are required to select 2 majors. Those will be the modules that you do from first year through to 3rd year, your final year, to give you an idea of the kind of majors that you can choose. These are the majors that are offered within the School of Arts. So it's biblical studies, classical civilization. I'm not going to read them all because I know you're all quite capable of that. But as you can see, it is a very wide variety, including languages, religion, music, media. It's a wide variety. These are offered within the School of Arts. In addition, students can choose one of the following: the computer science, information systems, maths, or stats that fall within the College of Agriculture, Engineering and Science, or economics, HR management, legal studies, management and marketing, which fall within the College of Law and Management Studies. If a student chooses to do one of these majors, they must choose one of the majors from the list from the School of Arts as well. Students are not permitted to take a major from the School of Arts and one from either the School of Social Sciences or Education. Similarly, under the Bachelor of Arts, you can't choose one of these majors as well as one from one of the other schools. So that just to give you a bit of an idea there. The focus degrees that we offer the Bachelor of Arts in Visual Arts, International Studies, Philosophy, Politics and Law, and then we have the Bachelor of Arts in Music, and we have an incredibly popular program, which being the Bachelor of Arts in Music, which is a foundation program. This allows students with less knowledge of musical background to be able to come in, and then they move into the Bachelor of Arts in Music after a year or 2. We do require our students to have some background in music, and students would be required to undergo a test, but not a test. You'll come in and you'll do a demo for us, for want of better words. For the rest of it, you apply on CAO the same as you would for your other degrees, but you're going to be applying for these particular codes. For example, the code for visual arts is BAVA, B-A-V-A, or you can do the BAIS, which is a BA in International Studies. This will give you an idea of what to look for when you're looking in your CAO booklet. The school also offers many honours level degrees, which allow you to extend your studies in one of your preferred majors, or you can extend again from your structured undergraduate degree into a structured honours degree. Having an honours in one of in your favour, your preferred major, will then allow you to go into a master's or a PhD. And it should be remembered that once you get to master's level, your first year of master's, you get fee remission for that first year. And once you're getting into doctoral studies, you get fee remission for a few years. So these are things to aim for. What do you need to be eligible to apply for a degree in the School of Arts? We require you to have an NSC with a bachelor's degree pass, at least 28 points in your 7 subjects. You must have passed English and life orientation, but just to remind you that at UKZN, when we count your points, we don't take into account your life orientation points. We will then take, and if you've done more than 7 subjects, we take your top 7 from that point. Okay. But I would also just like to encourage all of you, as Khati said at the beginning of this presentation, we offer to the highest points first. It is not a first come, first served. All of our degrees have limited places, and they are all highly sought after, and selection is based on merit. Simply meeting the requirements will not guarantee you a place. That opens the door for you. It's the key. It allows us to start looking at you. We encourage you to please make sure that you aim for excellent marks and maximum points. And this is whether you want to undertake a degree in the arts or any of the others, but we hope that you'll come to arts. This just gives you a little bit of an idea of where we're at in the School of Arts. We've got our music, our art, our dance, as well as a whole lot of other areas. So we look forward to seeing your applications, and we look forward to seeing you. And that's where we are at. I'm happy to take questions if there are any, or if you would like to, please remember my name right in the beginning here. My name is Jackie White, and you can find me on the email system as well if you would like to. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. Quite an informative presentation right there. I definitely think that humanities is where the heart is, and I think that what's put UKZN as part of the best universities. I had to just do on my side a quick search, and I ask UKZN in terms of humanities. I mean, why should it be considered the best? I always believe that when you position African scholar and you position UKZN and you position quality and greatness, especially within the College of Humanities, that's what speaks to it. That what reaffirms the reason why UKZN is a prime destination for such. The diversity, the multilingualism, I think quite a rare significant distinction, especially within the cultural diversity that happens. The lunch hour concerts, the singing that happens. I think colleagues must also note that your college is quite profound. When you see graduation and you hear that beautiful singing and the hymns, that is just not only the singing, that's the College of Humanities showcasing its work and its quality.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
I see there's a hand up there as well, Khati, so I'm going to turn off my mic.
Okay.
That's from me also. Just I wanted to add to what Jackie has already said concerning the College of Humanities, that we also have School of Education where teaching is offered, which is Edgewood and Pietermaritzburg. So we've got 3 qualifications even there for the undergrads. That is the B.Ed, the foundation phase, the intermediate, and the senior and FET. So in that, we just want to add to what we have in humanities. Also that as the applicants are applying, they must know that, as Jackie has highlighted, to say that we do academic ranking. And most of our qualifications, like education, is one of those qualifications that are in demand. And we take about 1,360 students that apply. However, we get about 32,000 applicants. So it's very critical for applicants that who are applying to study towards education or humanities, that also especially for education, that they make us either the first or the second choice. Because if you make us any other choice besides those two, unfortunately, we don't look at applications that consider us as third choice up to the 5th or 10th choice. So yeah, just wanted to add to what Jackie has said with regards to College of Humanities. Thank you.
Thank you, Nomsa. So I think from what I can gather on what you're saying, Nomsa, is make sure that your first and second choices when you apply through CAO are quite important and informative. So thank you for that information. Akona, I see your hand there.
Good morning, colleagues and the stakeholders. My name is Akona Mbeje from the School of Social Sciences. I also want to add from what Jackie and Nomsa is saying. We are a School of Humanities. I'm coming from the School of Social Sciences part. As what Jackie has said, we also require 28 points. You need to pass all your subjects, English and life orientation. However, you need to know that we don't count life orientation when we count your points. And also to add to what Nomsa is saying, School of Social Sciences is a very big school and we offer very great programs. We don't take students that only take us as like third or fourth option. There's options that we have at School of Social Sciences: anthropology, development studies, geography, political science, psychology, social work, and sociology. We are a very big school and we offer very great programs that can take you far and you can be able to work in various departments. We are open as the School of Social Science and the humanities colleagues, Jackie, Nomsa, and myself, to take any other questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Just to round up the College of Humanities, I'm just looking at the stats again. We're looking at almost 76% employability within 6 months. I think that's just quite a good one, and it's something to take home with. Colleagues from Humanities, just the last departing one from me. My grade 11 were not good because I was playing. And right now, I can tell you, I see the light. I think I don't have the minimum requirements as you guys have alluded, but I can tell you, come December, I'll be scoring 5 distinctions. Can I apply even if my grade 11 marks are not meeting the minimum requirements now, but surety I will meet the minimum requirements later? Jackie and colleagues?
I don't know if I can answer that.
Yes.
Yes, you can apply. Normally, if you apply early, we do the early selections. You might not get in at that time. We might not give you an offer in the early offers. However, when we do our final selections, once all the results are in, we check all the points for everyone that has applied and everyone that meets our minimum requirement. If you've got distinctions, that means you will definitely get in. So yeah.
Okay, so there is hope. There is hope. Thank you for that, colleagues. I think we can just give the College of Humanities a round of applause. Akona, do you just want to finish on that last departing, sweet and short? You can go in.
Yes, thank you. I would just to also add to our students that we also do offer extended programs for students that don't meet the requirements for the 28 points. So when you're applying, we know we always say our students must aim high, but just remember to look for all our humanities extended programs so that you won't be left off if you, for any chance, couldn't make the 28 points. Thank you.
Thank you. Just a question on the extended program. Do I get allocated right away, or I can apply to an extended program directly through the university?
You can apply directly to the extended programs.
Okay.
However, the extended programs do look at the quintile, the quintile quintile 3. It looks at those students, the lower quintiles, not for the students that are coming from the better or affluent schools, but those students that are coming from rural schools.
Okay. No, thank you. Thank you.
Cater for quintile 1, 2, and 3.
Thank you. I think that sort of sums it up. That sort of sums it up. I'm going to close it up for the College of Humanities, and then we're just going to move on to the College of Law and Management Studies. They offer, I think, law. I think you could see right now with the Madlanga Commission how law is quite important, and how that qualification is quite prestige. Colleagues from the College of Law and Management, I think, giving us the leadership aspect, how to manage the finances. I mean, we got paid 2 days ago, and it flew like nothing else. How do we manage the finances? How do we get accountants in? Can you just guide us on that aspect?
Good morning, everyone. Morning to the learners, morning to the parents, morning to the guardians, everybody who is here, teachers and career guidance teachers at school. Good morning, everyone. My name is Pindile Smelane. I am very privileged this morning to represent the College of Law and Management Studies. I wasn't aware that we have become so popular, Mr. Nyama, but thank you for that. You have made us very aware of it this morning. We are grateful. I'm very happy to be here, and welcome to all of you. Thank you so much for joining and for being patient with us right throughout the glitches that we have. I'm not going to take too much time. I'm just going to introduce our programs to all of you. I am going to share my screen so that you are able to look at what we are talking about this morning. And if my colleagues can just indicate to me if everybody can see my screen. If not, let me know, and then we will try and change it from our side. As already said, I am from the College of Law and Management Studies, and this morning, because we are speaking to the grade 11s and the grade 12s, we would like to limit our talk only to the grade 11s and grade 12s and to the undergraduate programs that we offer, even though we do offer postgraduate level studies, but I will limit my talk just to the undergraduate level. The College of Law and Management Studies is spread across 2 cities, as Mr. Tladi did introduce initially when he spoke about the university. We are spread in Pietermaritzburg and Durban, and we have a presence in 3 campuses. We have 3 schools. There's the School of Law, the School of Commerce, and the Graduate School of Business and Leadership. The Graduate School of Business and Leadership only offers the postgraduate programs, so we are not going to dwell on that one this morning, just for the purposes of this presentation. Before I go on, I would like to encourage everybody and anyone who's got a question this morning, please use our Q&A section so that our team that we have in the background, we've got an experienced team in the background to attend to you promptly. So do not put your questions on the chat, rather put them on the Q&A section. It makes it very easy to access your question. Under the School of Law, I'm going to start there, as we've already spoken about the Madlanga Commission and every other commission there is. Under the School of Law, we offer our most popular Bachelor of Laws. It's popularly known as the LLB. Some people call it the law program. So that is our LLB. We offer this program across 2 campuses. We offer it in the Howard College and the Pietermaritzburg campus. Now, what is lovely about this program is that it is ranked globally by the Times Higher Education. It's in the top 300s of the law programs that is ranked by the Times Higher Education. It is also listed by EduRank in the top 25 across the African continent, amongst other accolades that we have. So you can see, if you aspire to be a lawyer, this is the program that you need to consider. For this program, we offer it as a part-time and as a full-time program. For part-time, it will take you almost 6 years or above, but we would like you to spend 6 years on the system. And for full-time, it offers you 4 years, the duration to complete it. Now, our degrees, we would like you to have an NSC degree admission, because that is what you need to enter university. As my colleagues from humanities have also stated, we do not count LO when you count your points. For this particular degree, you need an APS of 32. If I can just be honest with you, our degrees are highly competitive. So 32, as I think Mr. Nyama or Jackie has said before, it is just to give you a step in, but you have to compete for your space. This year alone, for the LLB, we stopped selecting, I think, at 38 or 36 points, because it is highly competitive. It is very much in demand. So you want to score higher than the 32, which is a minimum that we are just stipulating. You also need to consider your English mark. For the English home language, if you are taking English as a home language, we need a level 5. If it's a first additional language, we need a level 6. We consider maths literacy at a level 5, or maths core or pure maths as it is known. We consider it at level 3. We would like you to pass LO, even though we don't require it as part of the requirements. We don't count the level when you count your APS, but we do require you to pass LO. Now, there's an array field of specialization that you can choose from for the School of Law. You can practice medical law, corporate law, administrative law, criminal law, business law. We've got a spectrum, and a very wide spectrum of the fields that you can choose in. For a career, you can practice as an attorney, you can practice as an advocate or a legal advisor with your LLB from UKZN. It's a very prestigious degree. The next degree that we offer under the School of Commerce, as I said, we've got different schools. It is the Bachelor of Business Science in Finance. We've got 2 streams under this particular degree. One stream is a Business Science in Finance, and another stream is a Business Science in Investment Finance. This is a very prestigious degree as well. It is affiliated and accredited by CFA, which is the Chartered Financial Analyst Institute, which is widely considered the global gold standard in investment management amongst other finance-related portfolios. We offer these 2 streams in the Westmoor campus. As I said, we are spread across 3 campuses. And for the School of Law is only in Howard, but for the School of Commerce, we are spread across 2 campuses. This particular degree is offered in the Westmoor campus as a 4-year program. We require you to have an APS of 33, again, exclude LO when you count your points, and English must be a home language at level 4. Your maths, we do not consider maths literacy for this one. We need core maths or pure maths at level 6, and you need to pass LO. For this degree, because we've got 2 specializations and field of specializations, you can have a career in the finance sector, in the investment sector as an insurance broker or a stock broker. This is a very prestigious degree that we pride ourselves in, that you become a specialist. Even if you are in the finance department, you actually become a specialist in that particular field. Our next degree is the Bachelor of Commerce in Accounting, also highly popular. This is the degree that we pride ourselves in, very, very much so, because it is accredited and approved by SAICA. We have a level 1 rating actually by SAICA. This is the degree that you want to take. Mr. Tladi, if your finances are giving you a program, consider the Bachelor of Commerce in Accounting, because it's going to help you very, very much. Our status is that of being the very first university to be recognized by SAIGA, the South African Institute of Government Auditors. Our BCom in Accounting holds that status. It is also the professional accreditation for global accounting and finance management streams, amongst other professional bodies like CIMA, which is the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, and FPI, which is the Foreign Portfolio Investment. This degree is the degree that you want to do at UKZN. It comes with a lot of accolades. What I'm mentioning, because of time constraints, is just to consolidate it and give you an idea of the accreditation. We actually have more than that. For this degree, we require an APS of 32, an English home language at level 4, maths at level 5, and LO at level 4. Your specialization and a major in this degree is purely accounting, because it is assumed that you want to become a chartered accountant and that is accredited under SAICA. So that is the only specialization that we offer under this degree. The next degree that we offer is the Bachelor of Commerce, and I would also like to say our degrees are accredited by CHE, I think as Jackie or one of my colleagues had said before, and we pride ourselves on that. The Bachelor of Commerce is a degree that requires slightly lower entrance requirements than the BCom of the Bachelor of Commerce in Accounting. The APS that we require for this degree is 30, and your English, Maths, LO must be at level 4. This particular degree and the BCom in Accounting are spread across 2 campuses. There's a Pietermaritzburg campus and the Westville campus. Both of them are 3-year-long degrees, so you require 3 years to finish it, even though the career mapping can take longer than that. Like in the Bachelor of Commerce in Accounting, in order to become a CA, it can take you anything from 7 to 8 years, because you need to do a postgraduate qualification, you need to serve your articles, you need to write a bar exam. There's quite a lot that you need to do because it is a professional degree. For this particular degree, the Bachelor of Commerce, that doesn't necessarily specialize in accounting. You can major in supply chain, in finance, in economics, in marketing, in HRM. It's a wide array of majors that you can choose from. As a career, you can practice in industrial relations, in HR, you can practice in logistic, in maritime. We offer a wide range that will help you to map out your career depending on where you actually want to be. Our next degree is the Bachelor of Administration. It is offered only in one campus, which is the Westville campus. It's also a 3-year full-time degree. We don't have a part-time offering for these degrees. The degrees that I have mentioned already, we offer them as full-time. For this degree, we require you to have 28 as an APS. Your English must be a home language at level 4, Maths at level 3, LO at level 4. The specializations that you can select under this degree are public administration, which is a core major because this is a Bachelor of Administration degree. And then you have a choice of choosing a second major, which could be human resources, marketing, management, supply chain. You can pair it up with the public administration, which is a core major. Where you can practice with this degree, you can be an HR specialist, you can practice in the private and the public sector, in the government, you can be in a management office. It does open so many career options for you. The next degree that we offer is a Bachelor of Business Administration. It is offered in 2 campuses. That is the Pietermaritzburg campus and the Westville campus. It's a 3-year degree that we offer only as a part-time degree. We do not have an offering that is full-time for this degree. The part-time of this degree, it's a fully accredited degree by CHE. We offer it over 3 years. The part-time merely states, or it implies that you attend lectures in the evening. It is not because you attend during the weekends or it is spread out into 6 years like the LLB. This particular degree is a degree that will give you an option to study in the evening. Classes and lectures are offered from 5 to about 6:30 or 8 in the evening. For this degree, you require an APS of 26, English home language at 4, maths at level 3, and LO at level 4. There is just one specialization for this degree. It's a business management degree that gives you knowledge that you can use and apply in the public sector, in the private sector, in the marketing field, or in the management field as well. And then we've got the 4-year foundation programs. We call them the access programs, but they are not bridging programs. We cannot use them as bridging programs because they are incorporated into the mainstream degree. For example, we've got the Bachelor of Commerce in Accounting. This is a 4-year program because it's got a foundation phase. The foundation phase is to help ease you into the medium of instruction, which is English. If maybe you went to a school where computers were not used vastly and you're coming to the university and you're going to be using a lot of IT, this degree is for that. So the foundation phase eases you into the mainstream of the degree, not because it's a bridging course. It is not a bridging course, even though we really require you to pass the foundation phase in order to progress to the first year. This degree specializes in accounting, just like the BCom in accounting. You do this degree if you want to be a CA at the end of the day. It is offered in both PMB and the Westville campus. It's a 4-year program because you start with the foundation phase. For this degree, we require an APS of 28, English language at level 4, maths at level 4, and LO at level 4. So there are no other majors for this particular BCom 4-year foundation program except for the accounting major. We do offer a foundation program as well for the Bachelor of Commerce that will offer you more majors, more than the accounting stream can offer you. So if you aspire to work as a customer care and relations specialist, you can take this degree. It requires 26 points, maths at level 4, English home language at level 4, maths at level 3, LO at level 4. It is a foundation program offered in the Pietermaritzburg and the Westville campus. It's also a 4-year degree that you can apply for. We require 26 points for it. And again, you don't include the LO results. I'll also like to just break it down for you. I know we did see a video where we watch how you apply through the CAO. I'm just going to go through this very quickly. I think I'm already over my time. When you look at the CAO, you're going to see the CAO codes, and they are broken down into spaces or phases or acronyms that will help you apply into the institution that you want to come to. For example, if you see a code that says KN-P-BC1, that is a University of KwaZulu-Natal code because it's got a KN in it. Any other CAO code, the 2 first letters of the code will tell you what institution you want to go into. Then the next code, which is a P or a W or an H, will symbolize the campus that you want to go to, the Pietermaritzburg, the Westville, or the Howard. And then the last 2 or last 3 alphabets or digits, they symbolize the degree that you want to apply for. So when you look at the CAO codes, for example, you're looking for the Bachelor of Laws that is full-time. Those are the codes that you need to use on the right-hand side of your screen. If you're looking for a Bachelor of Laws part-time, that's the code that you need to use. This particular degree that is part-time, it's only offered at the Howard College campus. So that is why we have only one code for it. Even though our law is spread across 2 campuses, which is the PMB and the Howard College, for the part-time degree, you need to apply for the Howard College. Our business science and finance, there is the code as well as our investment finance specializations. These codes are available on the CAO website, on the CAO handbook, and I've listed all of the codes that we have. Now for the BCom, you need to be a little bit vigilant, because what you are applying for, you need to be very careful with the code. If you so as to put one letter wrong or one digit wrong, then it goes into a different degree. For example, we've got the Bachelor of Commerce, and because it is loosely known as a Bachelor of Commerce General, in the CAO book, it is not written as a Bachelor of Commerce General. It is just a Bachelor of Commerce. If you are looking for a Bachelor of Commerce General, then you will only see the extended curriculum program or the 4-year program. So if you want to do the 3-year program, do apply for a Bachelor of Commerce. So you need to be a bit vigilant with the codes that you use. As well as our Bachelor of Administration, it is our full-time degree. It is not the same as the Bachelor of Business Administration that is offered as a part-time degree. You need to be very vigilant of the codes. The Bachelor of Administration, again, is only offered in 1 campus, and the BBA is offered across 2 campuses, but as a part-time degree. The College of Law and Management Studies does not necessarily consider the ranking system. We do not use the ranking system, but it helps us, because you are saying to us, if you list us as 1, 2, 3, you are saying to us, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm concentrating in, please assess me. So when we do early selections, we may give you an early conditional offer that is given based on your grade 11 results if you meet the requirements. Remember, all the degrees are competitive, highly competitive, so you need to score higher than what we have listed, because that's just a minimum. So we don't use the ranking system, but it gives us a very good idea if you are really, really interested in our degree. It shows us the intention that you want to come to our degrees. One of our degrees, which is the LLB, requires you to list it as choice 1 to choice 3 for consideration. Our early conditional offers are based on your grade 11. I know Mr. Nyama asked about this. It's based on your grade 11. We do not necessarily wait for your June grade 12, for your trial grade 12. We can offer you an early conditional offer, then based on your grade 11. The condition on that is that you need to meet the final entrance requirements for the degree. So for example, we may offer you a place to study based on your grade 11, and then at the end, with your final results, you don't meet the requirements. That offer can be withdrawn, and it should be withdrawn, because you no longer meet the entrance requirements. So it's very important that once you have a conditional offer, keep up your performance right throughout your grade 12 until you get to the end. If you do not meet the requirements with your grade 11, do apply still. We assess your application, and we do put a status that we are awaiting further results, which means that we will reassess your application in June, reassess it again for your trials. Our applications close at the end of September, and you pay a lesser fee than applying after the 30th of September. So this I've already explained. Our conditional offer and our continuous assessment means if you don't meet the requirements, we do continue to assess your application. A few tips for you to apply: please select the degrees or the programs that you meet the entrance requirements for. Include a variety. Do not concentrate only on one college, another College of Law or College of Humanities or Science. Do include more, because the CAO gives you up to 6 choices to apply for. Also capture your information correctly, because the university uses this information to communicate with you. Your ID number has to be correct. Your telephone number has to be correct. Please don't put mom's or dad's telephone number, because then we communicate with mom and dad are always busy. They are at work. We don't get your response on time. Like when we give you an offer, we give you a specific number of days to accept that offer by a certain time. So if you've got your career guidance teacher's number, it makes it really difficult and a bit complicated for us to assess and communicate with you. Sometimes we will need more information from you. At times you have finished your matric before maybe 2027 or 2026. Maybe you finish in 2025 and we need more information from you. So please make sure that your details on the CAO system when you apply are correct. Also, adhere to the advice that we give you. Do not ignore our emails. Do not ignore our SMSs, because we want to communicate with you to make the application process not as cumbersome and not as complicated. Please adhere to what we advise you to do. Also use the correct contact details and the correct program codes when you apply. When I say the correct contact details, contact the program, that the college that offers the program that we have applied for. For example, do not contact the College of Law and Management Studies for a program that is offered by another college, because we will not be able to give you relevant information because we are not specialists in that particular program. So use the correct contact details. I have listed our communication contact details there. We've got the email. This is only for the College of Law and Management Studies. We've got the School of Commerce and the School of Law. Please email us directly should you have a query. We are waiting for your queries and we would love to see your applications, and we are looking forward to welcoming you and assessing your application under the School of Commerce and the School of Law in the College of Law and Management Studies. Again, thank you for giving me your time and for joining in this session. Have a good day.
Thank you very much, Pindide. It's really a pleasure. I must just add on and say that Chief Justice Zondo studied at UKZN.
Yes.
The Chief Justice Maya studied at UKZN. The previous chief also, Umkhweng, also studied at UKZN. I think we don't need to say much. That this for me is a full stop. Let's not even put a comma. And I had to note something down. And I said, if you want to be normal, you will definitely go to these normal universities. But if you want to be called greatness and being placed next to greatness, I think this university is the next best step. Thank you, colleagues. What I am going to ask is, let's drop all the questions into the chat so that we just keep moving with the program, because we need to ask the College of Agriculture, Engineering and Science to and then come in. And then maybe later, if we do have time, we'll come back to these questions. So can I have colleagues from the Agriculture, Engineering and Science, again, stepping into another greatness. By the way, I think some of you might not know, we eat every day thanks to UKZN. I mean, the only university that has got an engineering degree in agriculture. I think we just definitely need to say thank you, UKZN, for the daily food that we eat, because if it's not you, the College of Agriculture, Engineering and Science, I tell you, most of us would be hungry. Colleagues, please take it on.
Good morning, Kakati, and thank you. On behalf of the School of Agriculture and Science at the University of KwaZulu-Natal, I would like to warmly welcome all prospective grade 11 and 12 learners. Thank you for taking the time to attend this webinar and for considering UKZN as part of your future academic journey. We are delighted to have the opportunity to share information about our programs, admission requirements, and the application process. I will be speaking to the School of Agriculture and Science, and my colleague Penelope Lutuli will come in after me to speak about the degrees offered in the School of Engineering. We hope that today's session will provide valuable, insightful, and insight into the opportunities available within our school and assist you in making informed decisions about your future studies. As you all know, STEM, which stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics disciplines, are amongst the most sought after fields globally. STEM careers are in high demand as they equip graduates with the knowledge and skills needed to address critical challenges such as food security, climate change, environmental sustainability, technological advancement, water resource management, and economic development, as Kakati alluded to earlier. By pursuing a qualification in agriculture and science, students position themselves for diverse career opportunities in both the public and private sectors, as well as in research and in environmental innovation in environments. I'll get into my presentation. I don't want to be too repetitive as my colleagues before me have covered a lot of what it is we require and look at in terms of admissions and applications. Firstly, apply early. Grade 11 results are used for early offers. Early offers are your conditional offers. Applications generally open before your well, they always open before your grade 12 results are out. And sorry, university, and that is done via CAO. It opens in March of your grade 12 year. Your final NSC matric results are only released in January of the following year, long after application deadlines, which is why we need your grade 11 results your final results to make those conditional offers. It shows your academic readiness. It gives us a good indication of your academic performance and your potential for success in university level programs. It also motivates you to maintain or improve on your grade 12 results. A provisional offer, as mentioned earlier, is not a final offer. You still need to pass grade 12 with the required NSC levels and meet specific subject minimums. It creates a goalpost for what you need to achieve in matric. In the School of Agriculture and Science, we have limited spaces available. Achieving the minimum requirement does not guarantee you your space. As with other colleges, we work on a sliding scale because of the number of applicants we receive. We work on a sliding scale. We will start with the top applicants and work our way downwards. And because we work within enrollment targets, we may fill our spaces before we reach the minimum entry requirement. So our entry requirements are for our agriculture and science degrees. Now, bear in mind, our agriculture and science degrees are offered over 2 campuses, that is Westville and Pietermaritzburg. All our degrees have an APS score of a minimum of 28 points. We require pure maths within the college. We only look at pure maths with a level 4, that is 50% and above. We then look for a science subject, which is physical science, life sciences, or agricultural science. And that is also needed at a level 4. We also look for the English, level 4, which is between 50 to 59 as well. And as my colleagues before me said, you need to have life orientation, but that is not calculated within the NSC scores that we actually use to make a decision. We also look at IEB results. IEB applicants are welcome, provided you meet the requirements. We do welcome applications from IEB applicants. Cambridge applicants as well. We accept Cambridge applicants who have done the AS levels or A levels. These are converted and equated to our NSC requirements, and we have equation tables for this, which are available on request. Each application is assessed individually according to our university UKZN admissions guidelines. We do encourage IEB and Cambridge applicants to apply. The degrees offered within the college are internationally recognized. We have the generic Bachelor of Science degree, and then we have, and I will show you the majors that you can do under a Bachelor of Science degree shortly. Aside from that, we have our focus degrees, which is your Bachelor of Science in Computer Science and Information Technology, your Bachelor of Science in Environmental Science, your Bachelor of Science in Geographic and Information System and Earth Observation, a Bachelor of Science in Geological Sciences, your Bachelor of Agricultural Management, Bachelor of Science in Agriculture, in Agribusiness, and you can see the list there. Just to note, our agricultural degrees are offered on the solely on the PMB campus. We also offer a Bachelor of Science augmented program under our CASI, our Center for Academic Excellence. This is a bridging program which assists you if you do not meet the minimum requirement points of 28 to get into a mainstream degree. We would look at 26, 27 pointers from quintile 1 to 3 schools. So this assists them, as my colleague before me said, Ms. Simlane, that these are degrees that offer you the ability or the opportunity to do a 2 years foundational program to get into the mainstream portion of a Bachelor of Science degree. Some of the majors we offer under our Bachelor of Science generic degree is applied mathematics, biochemistry, cellular biology, computer science, genetics, hydrology, microbiology, physics, astronomy, biology, chemistry, ecology, geography, mathematics, organismal biology, and statistics. So as you can see, we have a variety of majors under the Bachelor of Science degree. Students, we know that you are not certain when you enter university of what actually you want to major in your first year. So that is a standard curriculum, and when you get into second year, your degrees become more streamed. Along the way, you are guided by academics. You will receive academic advice, counseling, and academics are there to direct you in the field of your interest and guide you all through your journey, through your degree. The calculation of the points for the academic performance score has already been dealt with by Kakati, so I'm not going to go into this table. It is in your CAO booklets. It is also on the online version. Application with central office, that has also been covered. As Ms. Milane and Ms. White have alluded to before this, when you're applying, you have the opportunity to apply for 6 programs. Please do not limit it to one college. Use your options wisely, and please do fully utilize the 6 options that you have available to you. Lastly, prepare, prepare, prepare. Keep improving your marks. Even if you get a conditional offer from us, please continue to improve and on those results, because as already covered before me, you can get a conditional offer from us now, but you've got to maintain that matric result or better it to ensure that that offer is then turned into a firm offer when your matric results are released. I'd like to encourage you to attend all open days or virtual info sessions are hosted by UKZN as more information always becomes available. We are wanting to share our information with you. Always visit our websites, which are updated regularly to also provide update information on our degrees. It is very comprehensive websites that will give you all the information you need, all the people you need to speak to, contact details, and so forth. Also, please start exploring your funding options now in terms of NSFAS and bursaries, so that when you come in, you're not just dealing with the stress of what degree I'm going to choose, but your finances are in order, so that once you are accepted, you can proceed straight into registration. Important contact details was also being shared earlier, which is your CAO contact details. Your UKZN CAES website is here, and NSFAS website is here. But all this information is also on the websites, as I mentioned. So thank you for your attention, and I will take questions if there are any, or you can put them in the chat. Thank you so much, Kakati, and thank you so much, students.
Thank you very much. I think next is going to be your colleague.
Yes, Ms. Luthuli will share.
Yes, you can share, Ms. Literally. I think while you are still sharing, I'm more interested in how the combination even of agriculture and engineering comes together. And then we've got a result of what I call agricultural engineering. But that doesn't only happen everywhere. That is just purely located at UKZN. You can proceed, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. I am having a problem with the sharing. It's not allowing me to share. It says I'm not a presenter. If anyone can just help me with that one.
Thank you for noting that. I think the guys in the background, the IT guys, while they're busy fixing that, we can just maybe in the meantime just speak about what the other colleague was speaking about. If my grade 11 marks are not well again and I'll do better at the end of the year, I can still apply. So all is not lost, colleagues from the engineering, right?
No, it's not lost.
No, it's not lost.
No, thank you. Then definitely, not only are we inspiring greatness, but tied to that, we're speaking hope. So yeah, I think all roads are leading here. I mean, the N3, and I know we've got colleagues from various provinces, some international listeners. We can definitely tell you the N3 is getting riper and riper as we are presenting through. Colleagues from IT, are we able to just assist the other colleagues for them to get in? Also, colleagues, I think I'm looking forward to the final session of scholarships and financial aid. And Michael will definitely be telling us those good stories that, how, because we do have quite a vast number of scholarships and funding. Colleagues, you can just continue. Thanks from my side.
Thank you so much. Please tell me if you can see my screen on your side.
Definitely visible. I think we might just maybe need it. Yes, definitely yes. Like that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, my name is Baduduzile Penelope Luthuli, from the School of Engineering, but within the College of Agriculture, Engineering and Science. I would like to welcome all our grade 11 and grade 12 learners to UKZN. Sorry, just a second. As our chair had mentioned that the School of Engineering has one popular program, which is the agricultural engineering. It is the only program offered within South Africa, if I'm not mistaken. This institution is the only institution that offers that particular program. And it's a popular program, or our Kind and Joy program for engineering, because of it is inclusive of other engineering programs. So that agricultural engineering program, it is inclusive of a civil engineering, electrical engineering, and electronic engineering. I just wanted to just mention that. Thank you. Okay. All my other colleagues have mentioned about the CAO, the entry requirements, how to apply. Currently, we are busy giving out conditional offers, and then we are looking at all your grade 11 results. So we are busy with conditional offers, but it does not mean that if your grade 11 results are not good, you cannot apply. You can still apply up until end of September. Okay, so our entry requirements for engineering are as follows. All our engineering programs are a 4-year qualification. It's inclusive of your honors, meaning that once you've completed your engineering degree, you can go straight to your master's. You can apply direct to master's. You don't need to do honors. Okay, and then we are looking at a minimum of 33 points and above. We're looking at pure maths level 5, which is 65%. Physical science level 5, 65%. English and A-law, we look at 50%, level 4. We have been joined by the architectural studies as from this year. So they are a 3-year qualification, meaning after your 3 years, you'll have to apply for your honors if you want to continue with your studies up to master's and PhD. So with our architectural studies, we're looking at the minimum point of 30 points, which is your maths must be pure maths, level 5, 60% and above. Your English can be level 4, 50% and above. Also for architecture, we have a portfolio requirement. You can only get a portfolio requirement by invitation. So as we are currently looking at or giving out conditional offers, for architecture, we will give you an invitation to submit a portfolio. If you did not get an invitation to submit a portfolio, it means you did not get any conditional offer. So you can submit your portfolio and then it will get reviewed by the discipline. Only then we can give you a conditional offer, provided your portfolio has been accepted and then you meet the requirements from your matric site or grade 11. With portfolios, we only accept original copies of the drawing. So meaning you can drop it off on campus or you can post it, but we do not take emails, drawings. It has to be an original one. We also have an engineering access program, which is ENGIP. We are looking at quintile 1 to 3 and the minimum point of 28. We're looking at your maths, pure maths, level 4, it has to be 50% and above. Your physical science has to be 50% and above, and your English as well. With the engineering access, we are not giving out any conditional offers. We only give out firm offers beginning of the year. And with that program, we only look at the students or the applicants that applied to come to engineering and did not meet the minimum requirements, meaning they did not get the 33 points. They've got less than 33 points. Their math and physics is maybe 64, 63. So those are the students that we normally look at to give engineering access programs. Okay, so the engineering programs, all our engineering programs has EXA accreditation, meaning they are recognized worldwide. So the programs are as follows. We have agricultural engineering, our Pride and Joy program, which is offered in Pietermaritzburg campus. We have a chemical engineering, which is offered Howard College campus. Chemical engineering, we only look at option 1, 2, and 3 because it is one of our popular programs. and it gets full very quickly. So when you're applying for chemical engineering, please make sure that you put it either option 1, 2, or 3. It's only offered at Howard College campus. We have our civil engineering program. We have our computer engineering program. We have our electrical, electronic engineering. So all these programs are offered in both campuses, Howard College campus and Pietermaritzburg campus. Mechanical engineering program, same, it's our popular program. So if you're applying for mechanical, make sure you are putting it as option 1, 2, or 3. We are only looking at those options because it's also one of our popular programs. It gets full very quickly. We also have a land surveying. It's only offered at Howard College campus, and architectural studies only offered at Howard College campus. Okay, so how you apply, like it has been mentioned before, you apply via CAO. Everything is there. You select your preferred UKZN College of AS program. I've put in the example with engineering programs, how you can recognize them, and then you choose up to program 6 for engineering, except for the popular ones. There I said those are popular, but the rest, we look at all options. We look at option 1 to 6. Okay, then you do a submission. You can check your application via CAO. Please don't forget the closing date for applications is end of September, 30 September. Okay, these are the websites for CAO, the contact numbers, and our College of AES website, and also NSFAS. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Penelope. It's really a pleasure that you were able to also, I think, distinguish within the agricultural area on how best or how different they are for people who are considering this program to be aware and even have a broader idea. We are moving to the second last. The last one is going to be scholarships, because I know parents are looking forward to the scholarships and bursaries section. So the last one is going to be the College of Health Sciences. I mean, some of us have got flu, and I can tell you that it's those medical doctors and professionals from UKZN who always makes us feel even better. And I can tell you we're doing quite best in terms of that. Colleagues from Health Sciences, please give us those injections and the medication for us to become better, as we will be stepping out quite sooner. Thank you.
Good morning. Is it still morning? Yes, it is, actually. It's almost afternoon. But good morning, colleagues. My name is Ulunga Memela. I'm from the College of Health Sciences. I'm the College of Health Sciences PR guy. Yeah, let's begin. I'm going to switch off my video and then turn to the presentation, because I think that's what we hear about. And I think it's going to be quite important that we go through this at speed, but in as much detail as possible. So this is me switching off my video, and then I'm sharing my screen. Please just indicate whether you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, so as I mentioned, my name is Ulunga Memela. I'm the PR guy for the College of Health Sciences, which what we would coin it would be, I think, UKZN's heartbeat. Why do we say heart? Because we all value our health. Without our health, well, they say your health is your wealth. Without our health, we have nothing. So welcome learners, parents, guardians, and all and sundry who are part of this conversation. So I'm going to try to speed through this, although it's quite detailed. Right. If it allows me to slide. Okay. So I don't think I need to actually concentrate on this, because we all already know that we are world-class university, 5 campuses, I think 3 of which is where health sciences is based. That is, of course, without a doubt, the UKZN's Nelson R. Mandela School of Medicine, and then we have our Westville campus where a lot of our health sciences professions are. Then we've got our Pietermaritzburg campus. Then we've got, in fact, so it's four. Then we've got our Howard College campus where there's nursing and public health. And then in Pietermaritzburg, we've got dietetics and human nutrition. I'll get to that because we all know we all need to eat. So health is quite important because without our health, we have nothing. But also, importantly, we form part of that one UKZN. So we're not an entity that is just alone. Well, you can see the numbers in terms of our student population. And of course, UKZN is high on its strategic plan, which one of the firm pillars is internationalization. So we also are very highly aiming at attracting international students. We've already got a lot, or fairly, in our pool. So yeah, let's move on. As I already mentioned, we've got 5 campuses. It's one university though. So I've highlighted medical school, Pietermaritzburg, Westville, and Howard College. Edgewood is exclusively, as we've already discussed, Edgewood is exclusively education, and then obviously medical school is exclusively medicine. But let's move on. Of course, we work very closely with the Department of Health because, well, we are in the health entity and we're in the business of selling and promoting health. So we've got a community-based training program, which is in a primary healthcare model. These slides will be available. So I'm not going to read through every piece of word because it will take up our whole afternoon. Next. So we work with various hospitals, part of which is, as you can see, G.J. Crooks Hospital. I think that's in the Mazamtoti, if I'm not confused. We've got Ngwelezane Hospital, we've got Lower Mfolozi War Memorial Hospital, and the Church of Scotland Hospital. But as you would already know, UKZN is directly adjacent to what was King Edward Hospital, King Edward the VIII, if I'm not mistaken, hospital. But now it is Victoria Mxenge Hospital, which shares its name with St. Aidan's Hospital. Yeah, so there's quite a number of hospitals. We stretch our registrars and interns, medical interns, and allied health professions all across this hospital. So in essence, we train the best of the best. And you'll see that in my last slide. Let's move on. Schools within the college. So there are 2 main schools. Remember, the university has restructured itself and it's for a more strategic, more progressive approach, which is you can just go and visit the university's website and you'll know all about the strategic plan. But we've got 2 particular schools, which is the School of Health Sciences, where most of it is based at our Westville campus, as I've mentioned. And then we've got our School of Medicine, which is largely based at our medical school, which is the Nelson R. Mandela School of Medicine. Yeah, so again, as highlighted on the slide, we partner and we are associated and accredited by a number of professional bodies, including the Health Professionals Council of South Africa, the South African Nursing Council, the South African Pharmacy Council, and various others. So I could speak until the cows come home. And then the college has trained scientists in basic and medical sciences who are recognized as global experts in their fields and respected captains of industry. For example, I think we probably all know this, or if we don't, this is the introduction. Professor Salim Abdul Karim and his wife, Professor Koresha Abdul Karim, they've played an incredible deal in HIV, TB, co-infection, and prevention. But we'll talk about the COVID episode that we all went through and luckily are still alive thereafter. Let me move on to the next slide. So we offer quite a bit of world-class degrees, starting with audiology. I believe that everyone who is listening on or listening in can hear me, which would mean, can I have a thumbs up if you can hear me? Okay, I'm not seeing any thumbs up. I hope I'm audible. Can we confirm that? Okay,
You're
I see.
all in there.
Okay, yeah, okay, sure. I see a thumbs up. So the whole point was, it wasn't a trick question. The point was you can hear me, meaning we train audiologists and they help us hear better if we have any challenges. So audio is me talking, so that's what audio means. And audiologists train, or we train audiologists to be able to help society be able to hear better. Biokinetics. Do I need to explain that? Again, something quite important. Remember, all of what we do is health sciences related. So you want your biology to be at its best in order to be your best. Remember, your health is your wealth. Dental therapy. I don't think anybody doesn't like to have a good smile. I have not met a single person who says they don't want to have a good smile. So we train dental therapists. Occupational therapy. If I found myself, again, it's not a wheelchair focused profession, but if I found myself in my wheelchair or just destabilized in life in whatever shape and form, an occupational therapist would come through and make sure that I'm not bored, I'm not frustrated. They will make sure that I've got an occupation, even within my situation. Let's call it that. But you can read all about this on our website. Optometry. Right now, I think you might have seen, I'm wearing glasses, spectacles. It's not because I can't see, I can see very well. But what am I saying to you? Optometrists, as you know, they help us see better. We are always on our screens, we're on our phones, we're on our laptops, we're on our television screens. Our eyes hardly rest until we go to bed. Hopefully, everyone goes to bed at some point. So, optometry, I don't need to explain much further. We've all been through a doctor, and doctors rely on pharmacists to prescribe the medication that we need. And there's absolutely no shame in taking any medication, be it chronic, be it whatever it might be. The key thing is adherence to that medication as prescribed by the doctor or the healthcare professional so that you are good and healthy. So that's what pharmacy is about. Physiotherapy. Again, physio. It's our bodies. How are we physically active? How are we progressing? How are our spines? How do we sit? How is everything? We offer many clinics within the School of Health Sciences. So that's physiotherapy in a nutshell, but you are absolutely most welcome to visit our websites to see that. Speech therapy. I'm speaking to you at the moment. If I did not have my speech correct, you would not be hearing me, which refers to audiology. But let's go back to speech therapy. A lot of people have very particular conditions that inhibit them from the ability to speak well, articulate themselves well, to be eloquent. Eloquent is another word. So we offer speech therapy. That's another degree within UKZN's prestigious College of Health Sciences. Sports science. Should I even begin? Our sports sciences have trained, I'm not a soccer fan, but they've trained the Bafana Soccer League. They've trained all and sundry, the Springboks, most of the sports out there. Guess where most of their trainees are from? UKZN. So I'm progressing. I highlighted in red on purpose the two, or let me just say number 10 and 11. So we've had for the longest of time, and we've got excellent scholars in medical sciences, anatomy and physiology. One of them just got a Distinguished Teachers Awards at our graduation ceremonies, which was about 2-3 weeks ago at Westfield campus. And his focus on pre-diabetes, which is something that we all should investigate. I'm not trying to cause panic. It's just something that's important. Then, of course, as my colleagues have shared dramatically. Okay, no, before I go to medicine. So there's an exciting new program that's being offered in 2017. So it kind of replaces the medical sciences, anatomy, and physiology degrees. And that is, of course, medical science still, but it's innovation and entrepreneurship. Why? because our doctors and our medical experts don't just end there. They can go into business, they can go all and sundry. So as we know, innovation, it's about advancing what we already know and going places. Entrepreneurship is about, well, business, quite frankly. So you can read about this. This presentation will be available. So that number 10 and 11, as the arrow points, is now being offered in the umbrella or under the umbrella of medical science, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Let's move on. The next is the most sought after degree, not just in South Africa, but I think beyond. Quickly followed by pharmacy and nursing. I don't know why nursing is not here. So let's start with nursing, I think. So nursing, if you want to study nursing at UKZN, remember, you will not just qualify as a professional nurse, you also qualify as a midwife. And it's not your average degree. It's a complete 4-year degree. It's high quality. It's highly sought after. So much that when you fill out or fill in, whichever language you use, the CAO form, because my colleagues have already alluded that we applied through the Central Applications Office. You put, if you really want to become a nurse at UKZN or study it, you better put it as your first option on your CAO form. But that's nursing. Let's move on. We have to. Medicine. Oh my goodness. So there is no degree that is more sought after at UKZN or in maybe any other institution, but let me speak for the one that I'm currently promoting. There's no degree that is as sought after as medicine. So if you, your son, your daughter, your aunt, your uncle, your grandfather, if even wants to study medicine, we can't talk about grandfathers because at this point, our medical degree only accepts immediate post-matriculants. What does that mean? It means that you need to be a school leaver, as in post-matric, as in if I'm applying to study medicine, I need to be in matric at UKZN, that is. I need to be in matric and I need to have exceptionally good marks for all of these programs, not just with medicine. I'm going to confirm that at some point, not so long ago, we had 250 spaces for people to study medicine. That number, out of obviously constructural and other facets, we were only able to expand the number to 300 applicants. Now imagine 12,000 or more people applying to study medicine at UKZN. That's a mean feat. It's not going to be easy. We're obviously going to select people with a straight row of 7s and or otherwise. It begins there, 7 being the highest level of your APS scores, right? So we don't train mediocre, we train the best of the best, as far as I understand it anyway. Let me move on from this slide. So I've already mentioned audiologists got you here with hearing. I don't think I need to run through the slides. I think we've all got that. We've got hearing aids as a keyword. If you work at a mine, for example, there's something that we must avoid, even not just at the mine, but if you're a young person wanting to, well, progress in life and avoid hearing impairment, one of the things we do is avoid your headphones, minimize your exposure to headphones because there's something called noise-induced hearing loss. Now, imagine losing your hearing. It causes an array of frustrations because you can't hear. Then you get frustrated. Then your family members, you're in a tiff. So we want to avoid that. Let's move on. That is, well, we run many campaigns. As listed here, requirements for audiology is your NSC degree with English and LO. So all of our programs, let's not even get this mistaken, have got to have pure mathematics, ideally, not maths lits, because a lot of us have fallen into that. And I mean, we are not all meant to be mathematicians, but pure maths is essential, is ideal. So there's maths, which has to be at a level 3, and we'll get to the APS scores. But then maths, life sciences, or physical sciences, that's just audiology. And your points are from, as colleagues have already alluded, 30 to 48. Do not ever aim to get 38 points to get into this degree. Aim for 48. I think that clarifies it. And as listed, to study audiology, please select it as one of your top 3 choices on the CAO form. Speech language pathology, I already spoke about. It's about talking and being able to articulate yourself. And I'm going to use my own language, not having tongue twisters, etc., etc. Oh, here it's written. Pronunciation, lisping, stuttering, difficulty language communication, etc. So we're here to help. As you can see, cerebral palsy, cleft palate, autism, Down syndrome, cognitive impairment, the list goes on. It doesn't end on this slide. So that's where we train those people. We're still there. So for your degree, again, as I've already mentioned, I don't need to repeat this. Same WhatsApp group, as they would say. Dental therapy. I've already mentioned we all want brilliant smiles, but of course, life happens, and we can't always afford to have those brilliant smiles. But we do train Bachelor of Dental Therapy students that are highly skilled in extractions, fillings, scalings, polishing, dental x-rays, local anesthesia, and community interventions such as oral health education and promotion. I don't need to read through the slides. You'll have this presentation. It's a 3-year degree. Again, English, life orientation at level 4. Maths, remember I said life orientation, or life sciences, actually. Yeah, straightforward. Okay, so this doesn't exist anymore. So we had a Bachelor of Medical Sciences Anatomy. I didn't remove the slides on purpose. If you ever are keen, you are also welcome to donate your body upon your demise, which we don't look forward to, but here we are, to our body donor program. There's the body donor program that's run by our discipline of anatomy. And as you can imagine, a lot of you have watched Grey's Anatomy and so forth. But what am I saying? If you would like to donate your body, contact the discipline of anatomy at UKZN. What does this do? It feeds into the education of medical doctors. Remember, we don't train doctors on dummies. Nobody wants to be a doctor who only understands one ear and not the left side. So let's say you understand the right side of the right ear, but not the left. How come? We train fully fledged. And it doesn't end with doctors. Remember, nursing has got its own skills lab. All our students go through somewhat of a skills lab. Okay, next slide. Anatomy, yet again. I won't mention the people in the photo because I know them, but the point is, anatomy, yet again, it's dealing with the human body. What you see on the screen is not fake, besides the plastic models. Those are real human bodies. That's how we train people. Hence, my previous slide and comments on why and how we need to train highly skilled doctors. Let's move on. I don't need to go into this because I've already mentioned that we've introduced a new degree. So that's it. Yeah, still same information. So let's move on. Yeah, the MBCHB. I've already mentioned the highly popular MBCHB. So and after you do that, you can go just check out, if you go on YouTube, UKZN's College of Health Sciences playlist, and there you will find videos of how there's a spotlight on research campaign that we're doing, as well as promotional videos of each discipline. So after you do your MBCHB, you can then obviously become a doctor, but then thereafter, there's your internship, there's your community service, then you can specialize. We've got about, if I'm not mistaken, 28 and maybe more specializations, including, as you can see on the slide, obstetrics and gynecology, general surgery, cardiothoracic surgery. Well, if you don't know what that is, cardio, let's not Google it. neurosurgery, which has got to do with your brain, anesthetics, pediatrics, emergency medicine, family medicine, as written in the brackets. Please visit our website for the full list. Then, well, it's a 6-year degree. So you don't study to become a doctor overnight. It doesn't work like that. You study wholeheartedly, full time. It's highly strenuous, but the point is producing, at least from the university's perspective, highly qualified doctors. I'm not even going to get into the statistics, but importantly, as my colleagues have said, you absolutely have to place your application. Okay, so this 250 is what I mentioned earlier on. We now have 300 spaces, but your application absolutely has to hit the CAO by the 30th of June. So every other degree program at UKZN ends on the applications close on the 30th of September. But if you want to study medicine, and of course your marks have to be good enough, then you would need to apply by the 30th. Nursing, another animal that we have, really, really great. They, like our program, as I've already mentioned, is geared towards making our graduates a
5
nurse.
minutes.
Okay, so I'm going to try nurse and then a midwife. So it's not just one qualification. Let me move on. Occupation therapy, I've hinted. And then optometry, we all know that we need our eyes. You can visit this slide and this presentation. Oral hygiene, again, similar to dentistry. We want our oral hygiene to be okay. We want to have beautiful smiles and pleasantly smelling mouths. So that's why we offer that. Pharmacy, I've already spoken about that. Physiotherapy, here it is yet again. We help people maximize their quality of life, looking at physical, psychological, emotional, and social well-being. Then, okay, that's just a sample. So you'll find our students which is upcoming, the Comrades Marathon and so forth, doing what is due purpose to what they are studying. Sports science, I've mentioned, and leisure science. We've spoken about, we've got highly responsible community engagement, meaning we've got the paper train. There's so much that you get to grasp and become as a graduate of UKZN's College of Health Sciences. We've got an excellent student support services wing. It's benchmarked across the university. So you don't just get into being a student, we support you through and through. Okay, this is my last slide, I think. So if you can just Google these people, I don't need to expand. Dr. Judy Dlamini, Professor Salim Abdul Karim, his wife, Professor Koresha Abdul Karim, and the work they've done to save our lives in the HIV and COVID and TB spectrum. Dr. Arma Zoledi, a graduate of ours. All of these are medical graduates of UKZN, proudest soul. Did I forget to mention Dr. Nelly Pando, our previous health ministers, most of them, they all studied at UKZN. There's a lecture theatre called Steve Biko Lecture Hall. There's a reason why. And there's currently there is a museum that is being developed at medical school at UKZN. So that's it. And our alumni, we want to visit our institution so that they create memories and thereafter be able to see the value of, I'm not going to expand. So yeah, we've got a CRISP Center, which is the KwaZulu-Natal Research, Innovation and Sequencing Platform, first in Africa, Genomics Center. We've done the tenofovir again towards HIV prevention. Professor Tulio de Oliveira, I don't need to explain him, just Google him. There's a lot. You'll have this presentation. So finally, as I conclude, as I mentioned, applications for the MBCHB close on 30 June and all other programs within the College of Health Sciences end on 30 September. Good luck. Apply, study hard, that's all. Parents, allow your kids to study. Thank you.
I have no doubt that you're already thinking about starting with your UKZN application. But the big question you could be asking yourself is, how do I fund my studies? Well, let me take you through a few funding options that you can consider. The National Student Financial Aid Scheme, otherwise known as NSFAS, provides financial aid to students coming from families with a combined annual income of 350,000 rands or less. Head to www.nsfas.org.za for more information and start your application today. Please pay attention to the application closing date. Bursaries and scholarships. Corporate companies and other different organizations do offer bursaries. Do your research and submit your application. Most bursaries are awarded on merit, so make sure you position yourself accordingly. Bank loans. All major banks in South Africa offer study loans. However, you might have to get surety on this one or parents to apply on your behalf. Banks differ on their requirements, so be sure to choose a bank that accommodates your needs and your situation. Crowdfunding. This is an online platform that you can use to raise funds. So do some research on how you can kickstart your crowdfunding campaign. And who knows, you might have funders out there waiting for you. Self-funding. You can consider paying for your own studies. Parents or people close to you may decide to contribute towards your studies. An investment in your studies is an investment in your future. UKZN cares, and that's why this institution is proactive in making things better for our students. Do you want to hear some awesome news? Sure you do. UKZN has a vast number of competitive scholarships that promote excellence. So if you do well in something, you stand a very good chance to win yourself one. Be it that you excel in academics, sports, or any other extracurricular activities, we got you. In fact, I'd like you to meet a recent beneficiary of the scholarship award.
A very good day to everybody. My name is Dipka Samaru and I'm a first year student studying a bachelor's degree in medicine and surgery here at the University of KwaZulu-Natal. It is with extreme joy and gratitude that I share with you today that I am a recipient of the Prestige KZN Scholarship. The hard work, dedication and resilience that I displayed during my matric year has landed me the scholarship. I achieved 7 distinctions and was one of the top 10 matriculants in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. This has afforded me the opportunity to pursue my medical degree at one of the top universities in the country. I'm extremely grateful for this scholarship, and I strongly encourage all other students to stay focused, motivated, and to keep working hard so that you too can build a bright future for yourself and be a recipient of one of the many scholarships that UKZN has to offer. Thank you.
Good day. My name is Bandile Zondo, and I'm a medical student here at University of KwaZulu-Natal. I recently completed my grade 12 in 2020 in Fusisizwe with 7 distinctions, and I'm very honored to be a recipient of the Friendly Chinwala Scholarship of 2021. It has enabled me so many great things. One prominent thing is that I'm able to pursue my dream of becoming a doctor and help those who are in need, especially in my community. I would like to pass on a message to the current grade 12 to never stop working hard, be consistent with their work, and also another thing, guys, I'm very honored. I deeply appreciate being a student at the University of KwaZulu-Natal. It is one of the best universities in the world.
Well, you heard it yourself. Join UKZN and shape your future today.
We're saving the best for last, Mr. Michael, to tell us more about the financial aid and scholarships. I think about 3 days ago, the repo rate increased, and I know parents are really looking into their pockets to see how best can they save those little cents while their young ones are en route to UKZN. You can share your slide.
Yes, I'll do that, Khoti. Thank you for the introduction. Good morning. Well, it's already afternoon. Afternoon to everyone. It's going to come up now. should be on your screens.
Perfect. Thank you.
Good. Right, so my name is Michael Davids, as Khoti has introduced me, and I'm the Manager of Student Funding here at UKZN. So it's a great pleasure for us to just talk you through the funding opportunities, the funding assistance that UKZN provides for students that are studying at the university. The video that you just watched was a very good background, and it nicely outlined the funding, but I just will expand a little bit more on what you got from that particular video. So we provide funding assistance to students from first entry to the university. That's to students who are currently in grade 12 and wanting to study at the university in their next in the following year. And the funding there are various forms of funding, but essentially they fit under three main umbrellas. Which we administer here at UKZ, at student funding for the university. So one of the funding streams is scholarships, and the scholarships are essentially targeting academically excellent, high-performing students. That's important at UKZN, that we not only recognize academic excellence, but we try to retain it as well. So you'll see that our scholarships are offered not only to first entry students and undergraduates, but all the way through to postgraduate studies. And then the other big portfolio of funding that we have is the NSFAS, the National Student Financial Aid Scheme. That is funding that's provided by the government to students at tertiary institutions, and that is based on financial neediness. So students have to fill in an application form online on the NSFAS system, in which they declare their family income. So this is targeted at the lower and middle income families. And then you have bursaries, which it comes from different sponsors. Those might be from state departments, corporate organizations, NGOs, where the sponsor is looking to fund students that are in specific disciplines and may or may not have a requirement of financial neediness as well. So we'll go into each of these different funding streams in a bit more detail in the rest of the presentation. I've got 20 minutes, and I think I should be able to cover everything within that 20-minute slot. So, when you talk about, why is funding important? It's important because university education entails a number of costs to a student, and every student coming or undertaking university studies must have a clear understanding of how they will fund their studies. So you're looking at tuition fees that need to be paid, residence fees, which is the accommodation component that needs to be covered. And then students would have expenses for meals, for books, for stationery, and even for a laptop. So if one looks at these estimated costs, and it will vary depending on the qualification that the student is registering for, their level of study, the accommodation mode, whether they're staying in university residence, private accommodation, or living at home, all those permutations would impact the overall cost of study. So this is just an estimate. So we're looking at about 147,000 for a student that would be staying in residence or private accommodation. It would be much cheaper if for students that are living at home, because they can cut down quite significantly on the accommodation component, which for some, depending on where they stay, is the accommodation cost would be unavoidable and would have to be built in to your estimated cost of study. So let's start with the scholarships. So as I mentioned at the beginning, the scholarships are targeted at students who are achieving above who are obtaining excellent academic performance. So our most prestigious scholarships are valued at 100,000 Rand for the year, and that's for the top 10 grade 12s in each of the provinces. So if a student comes out in the top 10 of their province, they'll be able to be awarded a scholarship of 100,000 Rand. And similarly, for the first scholarship that I refer to is for those students who studied in the public schools, but we do also award scholarships to students that have schooled in the IEB schools, and that will be to students who rank in the top 50 of the national IEB rankings. Now, these scholarships, there's no application form that needs to be filled in. We identify those students automatically from their applications to UKZN, and we then inform them that they have been awarded a scholarship if they have been offered a place and accept a place at UKZN, they will be awarded these scholarships. We've also touched on this, other speakers have mentioned that other scholarships we have are for students who obtained distinctions in at least 6 subjects. They will get a scholarship of 25,000 Rand, and if they obtained distinction in 5 subjects, then they'll get a scholarship of 20,000 Rand. So these subjects would exclude life orientation and maths literacy. So they'll get the scholarship in their first year, but these scholarships are renewable for the duration of their undergraduate qualification. There are renewal criteria that are linked to these, and they are informed of that in the letter that we send to them. Generally, they are required to obtain 80% aggregate in the year on a full load, and will get the scholarship for the minimum period of the qualification. Then we have the Freenich and Wallace scholarships. So these are for the top 10 African females to register at UKZN. So they may not have obtained the 5 distinctions, but if they're in our top 10 African females, we will award them a scholarship of 20,000 Rand. And these are also renewable for the duration of their undergraduate studies. The sports scholarship has also been alluded to by previous speakers, I think including Khati, that these sports scholarships are for students who have played sport at a national or provincial level. And that's not for every student. Applications have to be made for these sports scholarships. A committee will sit, including our sports administration department, and consider which students will be awarded the sports scholarships. The sports scholarships mainly cover the full tuition fees, but we also offer a limited number of scholarships, sports scholarships, that would cover the accommodation component as well. Currently, the closing date is the 31st of October for these sports scholarships. If the date changes and we want to bring it earlier, that will be advertised through all the sports federations. Right. As I mentioned, generally for our scholarships, for the grade 12 learners coming in, there's no need to fill in an application form. We will identify the students automatically, and we will inform them before registration. So they'll be aware that they are getting these scholarships. The exception will be for those students that have taken a gap year. They would need to apply manually for the scholarships. And we allow only a 2-year gap. So you must have completed grade 12 within 2 years prior to coming to the university. As I mentioned, we don't only offer scholarships at undergraduate level. Our scholarship support extends into honors, into masters, and into PhD studies. So, for instance, if a student obtains a cum laude pass at a particular level, let's say at an undergraduate degree, they will then be able to get a scholarship of 25,000 towards the next level of study, which should be an honors degree or a master's degree. Likewise, if they obtained a cum laude in the honors, then they'll get a 25,000 scholarship towards their master's and so on. So it'll always be for the next higher qualification. Then if they obtained a summa cum laude pass, then the amount would be 28,000. So apart from the scholarships, we also have tuition fee remission, and that is for students that are doing research qualifications. So in the masters, we would cover full tuition for 2 semesters, and at PhD level, we would cover the tuition costs for 6 semesters. And these are for full-time registration. Bear in mind that students also have the option of applying for scholarships from the NRF for postgraduate studies. NRF also funds a limited number of students at undergrad level, but mainly at postgrad level. And all that information, NRF stands for the National Research Foundation. You can visit their website. It's very easy to find. Just Google NRF or National Research Foundation. We'll move on to the funding that is based on family income or financial need that are targeted at the lower income or the middle income families. And as I mentioned, that is coming mainly from the National Student Financial Aid Scheme. So students have to apply online, and I've indicated the website. You apply on the NSFAS website, which is www.nsfas.org.za. Very easy to find. You just Google NSFAS and it will take you straight through to the NSFAS website. Now, there is an application season that opens around November. There isn't a fixed date every year. It's not exactly the same, but NSFAS does put out public notices advising that the application season has opened. At UKZN, we also, on our homepage, we also indicate that the NSFAS application season has opened, and we provide a quick link where a student can just click on it and it will take them through from our homepage straight onto the NSFAS website where they can make an application for NSFAS funding. So on the NSFAS website, it will also indicate what supporting documents NSFAS requires when a student is applying. For instance, they will need the ID of the student and the parents and the application, the salary information, a payslip of the parents, and so on. So as you click on that link, it will tell you what documents you have on hand even before you start your application, so that once you start the application, you just upload the attachments, and it's quite an easy process. If you missed anything, they will indicate that to you and give you a chance to submit it. But it's got to be done quickly. So once you've gone onto the NSFAS website, created your profile, you can always go back and check whether there's anything that they require or what is the status of your application. They will keep you posted as to whether your application has been fully assessed and what is the outcome, whether it's been successful or unsuccessful. All right. So the funding that is coming from NSFAS is in the form of bursaries. That is for students where the family income is below 350,000 per annum. In the case where a student has disabilities or students with disabilities, they will consider family income up to 600,000 Rand per annum. So those students would qualify for bursaries, meaning that the funds would not need to be repaid. And this funding, obviously, it's provided for a limited number of years. So it's provided for the minimum period of study plus 1 additional year. Then for students with disabilities, it would be for the minimum period of study and 2 additional years. Now, for students where the family income is above 350,000, they can apply for a NSFAS loan. So that'll be for family income between 350,000 and 600,000. And then the loans that come from NSFAS, those are repayable. Okay. Let's just move on a bit to some of the additional eligibility criteria. So NSFAS funding is only available to South African citizens or permanent residents. And for UKZN, it would be for full-time study. So the student should be offered and accepted for a formal qualification, a degree or a diploma. So the bursaries are for the undergraduate qualifications. If the student wants to continue their studies at a postgrad level, then they can apply to NSFAS for a loan for postgrad studies. But the NSFAS loan budget is very limited. So there's no guarantee that you will get funding for postgraduate study. It's generally the budget is able to fund students at undergraduate level. Right, now, once NSFAS has assessed the student and found them to be eligible for funding, they will give them a status which says funding eligible. And then all those students that are funding eligible, the university has access to a list of those. We then load that on our system here at the university, and students are then able to register without having to pay a registration deposit. And then we will, once we have loaded the students' NSFAS status on our university IT system, we will also send the student an SMS to advise them that we have confirmation that they qualify for NSFAS funding, and we have cleared them for registration, and they may proceed with their registration. So they need to accept their academic offer promptly, as many of our colleagues from the colleges have spoken, that there is a high demand for academic places at UKZN. So it's important that you accept your academic offer without any delay. Okay. Right, what does NSFAS funding cover? It covers the tuition fees. It will cover university residence fees if students are in the university's residences. Or if you're not in residence, it will cover private accommodation, a meal allowance. It will cover, so the meal allowance is whether the student is living at home in private accommodation or in residence. They will qualify for a meal allowance, and then also for what is called a learning material allowance, which they can use towards books or laptop expenses. And for students who are not staying in a university residence and not staying in private accommodation, but they are living at home with their family, they will qualify for a travel allowance. So the meal allowance, book allowance, or the learning material allowance and the travel allowance, those are paid out to the students by the university. Currently, NSFAS has requested universities to manage those allowances and to pay them out to the students, so they will get those allowances monthly. But the private accommodation, which is the rental allowance to the landlords, that NSFAS pays directly to the landlords. That doesn't come to the universities to pay across, but NSFAS pays that directly to the landlord. The other allowances we handle at the university, and that requires students to provide us with their banking details. Right, now, I mentioned private accommodation, so I'll just touch a little bit on how that actually works. So for NSFAS students wanting to stay in private accommodation, there is what is called a NSFAS accommodation portal. So I also mentioned earlier on about the NSFAS website where students will apply for NSFAS funding. So on the same NSFAS website, there's a link for the NSFAS accommodation portal, where students will go on. They will be able to view private accommodation that is accredited by NSFAS, and they will then make an application to be accommodated in private accommodation. Students will only be approved for private accommodation once the university has indicated that all university residence rooms have been have reached 100% occupancy rate. But students can apply for PA in the meantime, and then the NSFAS portal would keep them updated on the status of the application for private accommodation. So if they are approved for private accommodation, they will then be given an opportunity to sign a lease agreement with the landlord and conclude their agreement with the landlord for private accommodation, and then they'll be admitted into private accommodation, and NSFAS will pay that monthly rental to the landlord directly. Okay, moving off NSFAS onto bursaries. So there are various bursary opportunities that students can apply for. So even at this stage, prior to coming to the university, students can already start making applications for bursaries to external sources, such as state departments, corporate organizations like your ISCOMs, your telecoms, your auditing companies, the SETAs, the NGOs. The easiest way is to go onto the internet, onto Google, and to Google the words bursary or bursaries, and you will then get links to various bursary opportunities. Now, with bursaries, it's important to take note that, as I mentioned earlier, with bursaries, a sponsor will indicate whether they are targeting specific fields of study. So some sponsors will perhaps, that are working where their business focuses on the financial sector, they might target students that are doing accounting or programs where the majors are in economics or finance, etc. Others would target students that are doing your sciences or medicine, and so on. So you would apply for bursaries according to the criteria that are indicated by the sponsors. And the important thing to take note of is the closing dates. It's already the end of May, and some bursaries would already start closing. So closing dates will start kicking in from now until the latter part of the year. So it's important to already start exploring bursary opportunities and possible bursary sponsors. There are internal bursaries that the university offers as well, and those will be advertised during the course of the academic year from January onwards. We also on the student funding website, which is very easy to find. If you go onto the main UKZN website, the student funding website is one of the websites that link into the main UKZN website. So I've indicated the web address of the student funding website here, but it's very easy to reach it by just going through the main UKZN homepage. So on our website, you'll find information on the student funding website. You'll find information on the scholarships that I've spoken about, on NSFAS funding, on bursary sponsors. You'll also find policy documents that relate to NSFAS and to scholarships and to the university's bursary funding. You'll also find contact details for the student funding advisors. So if you need any assistance from our student funding team, there'll be email addresses and telephonic contact information of how to reach the student funding advisors. They are located on the different campuses and are able to assist students who have queries with regard to funding information. So a little bit about financial clearance and registration. So for students to get cleared by the student the student fees system to get financial clearance, there are minimum payments that need to be read by the financial clearance system. So for tuition clearance, there needs to be a minimum payment of 7,300, and for accommodation, 6,800. That is this year's registration and deposit for tuition and accommodation. It will increase slightly for next year. And that information will be available to students on our websites. Now, the scholarships that we offer, it exceeds these deposits. So once we put the scholarships on the system, and we do this before registration, it will automatically provide registration clearance for students to register. So you'll be able to go and register without having to pay any additional payments. With bursary students, we require a sponsorship letter from the sponsor. The sponsor needs to email it to our staff. It needs to detail what the sponsor will cover. And then on that basis, we will then code the student, and our financial clearance system will also allow them to register without having to make the cash payments. Same with NSFAS students. Once we have coded them on the NSFAS on our system, once we have coded students, I see I've got 5 minutes left. I will be finished probably in the next minute or two. Then the system will clear the NSFAS students to register, and NSFAS students will not need to pay any registration or accommodation deposits. So as I mentioned earlier, once you're being granted financial clearance, you will receive an SMS advising you that you have been financially cleared and you can proceed with registration. You obviously must make sure you have submitted your acceptance of academic offer. Then for students, as you saw in the video, who don't have funding, they can approach the banks for student loans. Or you can make your down payment using your credit card, either straight or by installments on your credit card, or you can apply to the student fees office to pay your fees by debit order, or you can approach finance companies like Fundi Student Finance to assist you with finance for your studies. Right, we're concluding. Just to sum up, it's important when applying for bursaries to take note of the closing dates of the bursaries. For NSFAS, for students applying for NSFAS, please be on the lookout for press releases from NSFAS advising when the NSFAS application season will be opening, and make sure that you don't wait for the last week when the system is overloaded and slow. Make your application for NSFAS funding early. And as what cuts across all these funding streams is that funding is generally renewable, but it is dependent on students obtaining good results, and some sponsors require students to ensure that they pass all their modules. So ongoing funding does require focused academic commitment and effort from students. I think that brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Michael. That was quite a detailed, informative presentation. I will be concluding as well from my side, and will be giving vote of thanks, colleagues, and I think our audience from home, YouTube. Again, I think apologies for the earlier technical glitch, but I think the session was quite informative and beautiful. Colleagues from the colleges, we see you, we appreciate you. You sacrificed your Saturday to just make sure that our children are able to really have a detailed information as we navigate the next step into their journey. So for all of you who are here, those who are answering questions, we truly, truly appreciate. Musa, Pam, Nkosazana, and Msizi, I really applaud you, colleagues, because we've really stayed the course and ensure that this is plausible. The support staff, Michael, yourself, the CRD staff, and I think all other staff members across the university, thank you very much for your support. IT as well. I think the colleagues from home must also note that we've got beautiful management from the university, our deputy deans, our professors, and some of our deans are also here, our directors. Your presence here is appreciated, as you would have spent time elsewhere, but you came to the call, and I definitely think that as a university we did reach out to those who definitely also love us. From my side as the school liaison, I wish everyone the best. We will explore an alternative of also placing this on our website. So I do see that there are some questions. What we will do is we'll end the session. However, what we'll be doing maybe in the next 5-10 minutes is we'll be continuing answering some of the questions that our potential students might be having. From my side, the university community, CRD under Dr. Zondo, we wish you all the best, and may you have a beautiful weekend further. Thank you very much, colleagues.